I'd like to use the title of Miss International 2003 as a forum to work towards the empowerment of women in developing countries. My mission is to bring about greater gender equality, as I truly believe that the only way a nation can progress is when man and woman both stand shoulder to shoulder in every sphere of life.
It's a bit strange because you're not known as Shonali over there. You're known as Miss India.
India.
So they don't see you as a human with a name. They see you as a country. So that itself is you just start off on you have this responsibility on your shoulders from the moment you step out of the aircraft into Japan, and there people waiting for you to welcome you, and and of course language was a barrier over there. So what really happens is everyone's sussing each one out, like who's the competition, what's going on. At that time when I went, Miss India was a feared competitor, because you'd had so many winners from Priyanka Chopra to Dia Mirza to Yukta Mukhi to Diana Hayden to Aishwarya Rai. We'd had a series of wins. So when I went in 2003, it was who is Miss India and who is Miss Venezuela were the two countries that people were looking out for. The advantage India had and has is the command over the language. And also when you come from a winning streak, you automatically have more confidence. Psychologically as a country. There what would happen is all the South Americans who speak Spanish, maybe Portuguese, would line up together. All those who are from Southeast Asian countries who spoke Chinese or Filipino, they all climbed up together, and the English-speaking countries would hang out together. And from very early on, I used to be a journalist back then for Headlines Today. I used to read the news. So I had a kind of, they used to come to me for all the question answer sessions. So I used to sit on the breakfast table with them and used to all come one by one and ask me, how would I answer this and how would I answer that? So that became my USP way before the finale event even happened. But it was a crazy experience because no one knows you by your name. I don't remember the contestants' names, but I all remember them by their country names. So that itself, you don't even call her by the name. You say, Miss Brazil, come here, or Miss India, come here. So also Japanese are very, very particular about manners,
Yes.
about being punctual, about how you receive a visiting card. It has to be both hands and you have to bow down every time. So it's very, very particular about these kind of things. So when you know what country you're going to, it's always an advantage to kind of learn the mannerisms of that country. Because keep in mind, in a pageant, you think it's about the finale day. It is not. They are judging you and watching you from the moment you step your feet off the aircraft. And that can be unnerving. But the advantage I had was I knew that they were not going to show this pageant in India. So the responsibility of being judged by the entire nation when I came back home was not there. So it was a slightly more mentally relaxed. I was slightly more mentally relaxed just knowing that my friends and family are not watching this right now. But it was crazy. It was a crazy experience.
What has been the biggest challenge you ever faced while competing at Miss India and Miss International?
The challenge was to lose weight. I love food. I'm a North Indian like that who really likes her food. So that was the biggest challenge for me, but to lose weight. At that time, skinny girls was in. Now I think they want more muscular girls, but at that time being thin was, I wouldn't say good enough, but a good start. That's the biggest challenge I had. And of course, I found the level of competition very high when I went there, because as a Miss India, I was very naive when I was a little girl. So when I went over there, like Miss Venezuela was beautiful. A lot of them had surgery done. And there I was, young little girl who had just about learned how to put makeup on. And it can be very intimidating, especially with the South Americans. They're seasoned pageant winners. They're veterans at it. They have a whole industry based on this.
Latin
so you know it, the way they walk, you know their walk is different from my walk or from any other person's walk. So we all knew that they are very comfortable in their sexuality. They grow up really fast. By the time they're 14, 15, they become women. We were still girls, a lot of us. So they just knew how to walk the walk and talk the talk from the moment they step into a room. That is something I was learning with time, but these girls knew how to do that. makes sense because you have more stage presence. It's just a physical requirement because you occupy literally more space on stage and hence you have more presence. Also, people are sitting below the stage. It's a low angle shot always, you know, so a taller
Yes.
person always commands more presence. It's nothing to do with the height being a criteria. It's just that a taller person, by virtue of being tall, by default just command more presence. I had that fear as well because I'm 5'7" tall. The girls over there I knew would be 5'10", 5'11", plus wearing 6 inches heel. So I got myself these special heels made, which were literally 2 inches platform in the front and 5 inches at the back, and wearing a gown and a ghagra and a lehenga and the jewelry and everything. It was, and a sash. It was a
Who was
bit
the designer of your finale gown?
of the
Finale gown. Who was the designer of your finale gown? The red one.
Satyapal. Satyapal.
Am I audible?
Sorry.
Who was the
So
who
my
was the
outfit was done by
designer of the
Anna
finale
Hill
gown?
for day wear. The finale gown was Satyapal, the red one.
Okay.
Red is my favorite color, as you can see. I
Yes,
think it really
of
fires
course.
up the stage. But the heel, the tall bit, I understand. Though I had a horrible walk in those heels, I was struggling to walk on stage because the stage had a little slippery floor and they made it shine and polish it really quickly before the show started. So I was struggling to walk in those heels. Ideally, my walk on stage was not the most graceful walk I would have liked it to be. Like when I would see Miss Venezuela walk, maybe they had a strut in their walk, which I felt I could have worked on a little bit more. But the heels were so high for me that I was struggling to walk on the stage floor. It's not just Miss International pageant, it's any pageant. You need to be really self-aware as a person. You really need to know who you are. Because
Exactly.
energetically, on a very energy level, you know, you can smile the smile and walk the walk and talk the talk, but when you're there for a long period of time, which you are, had it been a 3-day pageant, you can fake it, you can wing it. But if you're there for a longer period of time, that comes across. So energetically, at a molecular level, I'm talking about, when you walk into a space, if a person is very self-assured and knows who she is, not trying too hard to, you know, impress, not trying too hard to be everywhere and be noticed, you have to develop the art and the tact of being noticed without trying too hard. And you know, a slightly more womanly, feminine energy works really well for the international pageant. Girls these days, I've noticed, are getting more in touch with their masculine energy. There's nothing wrong with that, but it is a pageant at the end of the day, and they love a woman who is very in touch with her feminine side. You know, because wearing the big hair and the curls and the fake lashes and you know, you can have a bikini body, but if you're not enjoying being a woman in that and feeling feminine about it and feeling like a beautiful woman versus feeling like a beautiful contestant, so energetic, that makes a huge difference in the way you present yourself over there. And
So how much importance?
Indian girls are known to be feminine. That has been our
Exactly.
USP. And and now I feel like we're just trying to copy the mold of what other countries are giving, and that's taking away from our USP. If we're going to become what a Miss USA or an Australia or a Canada are offering us, then how are Indian girls going to outshine them?
Right.